Hey, I'm Rebecca, and this is our Pursuit to Happiness. Welcome back. I have been gone for a while. I'm sorry again. So get straight to it today. I thought it would be a good idea to talk about my relationship with alcohol, as I know I've mentioned it in previous videos, but I've never given much of a background on like my experience or relationship or whatever with alcohol. Yeah, I can start from now and rewind. No, but now I either don't drink or I'll have the occasional glass of like red wine or something, depending on whatever it is. But it kind of stops at 2, maybe 3, which, if you know me, like, that's pretty much it now. So that's excellent. I want to go back. Where should I take it back to? Because I do know. So it all really began end of school, year 11, 2007. 2007. Back when I was 15 years old. 15 years old. What happened? I think we finished school. Before that, no, but this is where it really kind of hit. 15 years old, just finished school, and I can't remember who I was out with. A couple of people I knew from school, and some other people I didn't know, but they were older. And they were drinking, and I managed to get a bottle of vodka, I believe, from them, and I mixed it with whatever kind of soft drink I had, and I drank it, and we were meant to be going back to like an after school thing for our art GCSE, just like extra time. Can't really remember why. So that did happen. I went back. I think I was the only one that did drink. I went back. I just remember being like very happy, woo. And yeah, my teacher, well, she actually walked in. I was either dating someone at that time, or were we dating? We must have been dating. I was like, so he was just sat down at his table, and kind of like straddled him, and then my art teacher walked in. I feel like she told me to like kind of get off and calm down, something like that. I don't know if I stayed. Can't see. That is very blurry. I think I might have got a lift home with one of my friends at the time. Her mum, I think she gave me a lift, and then I went home and I was very inebriated, and yeah, I can't really remember too much. Yeah, so that was when I was 15. There had been other times before that, but I'm just talking about this one because I literally went into my school drunk. After school, but still, I went into my school. That sticks in my memory, the fact that actually happened. It's a funny memory in a way, but it's not really a funny memory. But it all began really when I was 15. And then kind of following on that, there was the summer. finished school, GCSE is done, going off to sixth form after summer. That summer is when I met a whole bunch of different people that I've kind of been hanging out with. And that's when alcohol kind of really caught. And I just, alcohol, to me, it wasn't just a bit of fun. To me, I could let go of everything. Like, I was so tensed up and kind of fearful and anxiety ridden and shy and not, quiet. And when I drank, I was like, wow, I felt like me. I felt like I was actually being myself, and it was, exhilarating and amazing, and I absolutely just loved it. So I kind of just wanted to drink anytime that I could, and going on from that moment, that's pretty much what I did. So all summer was a very drunk summer, and I got introduced to other things other than alcohol. But I really, I did just love alcohol. I had a lot of ups and downs in that summer, but it was kind of, in a way, not in a way, a typical kind of 15, 16-year-old summer. Like, there used to be such a thing as police parties, where the police held a little thing outside on the kind of green in the town. I didn't live in that town, I lived in the town over, but kind of everyone that I was hanging out with lived in that town, and it was by a skate park. The police station was right next to it. So the police parties, I can't remember what day it was, it might have been a Saturday. I went there with people, and we went under the tree by the skate park. We all poured ourselves a drink because we had managed to get vodka from someone older, and we drank at these police parties. And just kind of like went around and had fun. I don't know, that one of those times is where something, at the time I thought nothing of it really, but now when you kind of like look back, like, that is a bit weird. That's a bit weird. Not me, I mean, I was just being kind of drunk and silly with the guy I was, my boyfriend actually, because there was a kind of an underground car park right next to it, and we were on like the top level, and we thought we were just silly, both drunk, both just risky. And the next thing you know, a video was getting like circulated of you and him, and bear in mind we're both underage, we're both 15 at this moment in time, and a video circulating of us being with each other. So that's what I mean, like, if you look back now, it's like, huh? I still to this day have not seen that video, but I know it's real. I don't know what's happened to it now. It was one of these proper old phones, the Nokias. So it may not even exist anymore. I honestly, I don't know. But no, it's not a nice memory. Well, I know we shouldn't really have been doing that, but video filmed it, and then send it to other. Yeah, just that's another just crazy things that happen when like you drink. You don't even notice these things as well. So this is still when I'm 15. Other things that happened at that age. I mean, I wouldn't say that too much. It kind of really took a dark turn more when, I hit sixth form, and started off okay, and then I kind of wasn't really enjoying it, and then I was drinking outside of college, but then I started bringing it inside college and coming into my lessons drunk, and it made it better because I didn't like the lesson, I didn't like the people, I was just that nervous, and then I could kind of speak and be happy in the lesson, but then no one, apart from like the students, because they kind of knew, but none of the teachers, maybe they knew, maybe they just didn't say anything. Only one ever took me outside and was like, I can smell alcohol on your breath, and then we had a discussion. I told me not to do it again. I said I won't, and then I did it again. They kind of just took over. It took over my life a little bit because of how I felt and how I was just like, oh, this is who I really am when I'm drunk. Apart from all the crazy, stupid stuff, but the talking and the being outgoing and kind of being able to just get my words out and say things I was actually thinking and just joining in general. It was nice. So that was college. Sixth form. I did unfortunately drop out of that and kind of worked for a year, and then went back to College of Technology, and studied something else. But I was while this was happening, I was still drinking heavily. Like my choice of alcohol wasn't kind of just beer, cider. It was vodka. I always had a vodka and a mixer. I used to just, when one morning before college I didn't have any alcohol, and it was tough because I had insomnia at this moment in time. Like I wasn't sleeping much, and I was just trying to think of all these ways on how I could get some alcohol, get some vodka. I think I ended up cycling to Tesco really early in the morning and buying a little bottle, and then cycling off to college, I think. Fast forward from those kind of years though, because they were silly and drunk, and then kind of when I was 18, kind of towards the end of being 18, because I turn, and my birthday's in November, so kind of towards November, towards my 19th birthday. I'm going to be very brief with this one. And towards my 19th birthday, I got introduced to someone who I would be in a relationship with, a very nice person. would buy alcohol, and then his nickname for me was Vodka Queen, and he would buy alcohol for me, let me drink it, and then we would have arguments about alcohol, even though he was drinking with me as well, and smoking weed and all sorts. Yeah, it was very nice. Like, we had many arguments. We stayed in like a hotel for one night. I can't remember why. I think something had happened. We had a really bad argument there, and I ended up like holding up a little table to like keep him away from me, and I just slept on the floor like with my bag under my head that evening. And other times, like, so this must have been, yeah, there was an incident with him and some people that he knew from the past, and I don't know, they blamed him for one of those people's sisters dying from selling her drugs. I mean, like, if this doesn't just in your head, and you're like, and still at the time it just went over my head, like, and now I'm just like, how how was I even in this situation? But yeah, so they came knocking at our door. I mean, I feel just lucky that I had been drinking, to be honest. Yeah, they came knocking at the door, I can't remember how many, and I knew two of them that were with him, and I thought they were, you know, people that they were people that I kind of knew and not trusted at all. Don't get me wrong. Right. I wasn't seeing that coming. I think four of them, was it four, three or four? Either way. And one of them took me into my bedroom, our bedroom, whatever, because we kind of lived together, and like helped me in there while they were in there, and like, you know, obviously you know what's going on, like my partner or boyfriend that I'm with at that time, although it was horrible, like, but he was getting beaten up in our living room. I don't know if yeah, he was getting beaten up in our living room. I'm getting held so I don't go out there. Not very well, may I add, because I did call my dad, and thankfully, I mean, I couldn't say much, otherwise this person that was holding me in the room may have somehow stopped. But luckily my dad's kind of knew that he needed to do something, and he got hold of the police, and you know, they came. But Ben needed to, I'm not meant to say names. Oh well. But boyfriend, he needed to go to the hospital with, you know, some of his injuries. We went to the hospital, and you know, to add insult to injury, while we were at the hospital, they'd come back and they had broken our door down and stolen, you know, some things. So that was great. I mean, I'm going a bit off track here. It's meant to be about the alcohol and stuff, but this all came because everything leading up to these, you know, different moments in my life were because I was just drinking and I just was not thinking. You know, people just, I don't know what to say. Yeah, so we've been broken into by them, kicked our door down. Our door was no longer, you know, any good. And I think that, yeah, I had to call my dad up, and he was like, just get all your stuff to me. Get all your stuff, and you know, you come back home. And he didn't want the boyfriend to come. Oh, no, that's fair enough, to be honest. I think I'd do the same. I was kind of insistent, and why? This is what I mean. I wanted to help. But I think he was kind of like, no. So my dad, he came and picked up, like, you know, my belongings and stuff, but we didn't, and I didn't go back with him. And then, you know, we slept in his car. Yeah, we had slept in his car. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, like, when we were, you know, sleeping in his car, obviously alcohol still was involved. A couple of the times I was just kind of nasty. And he pinned me down one of the times, and I kicked out with my foot and like smashed his back window. And yeah, he dragged me out of the car, like tipped all my crap from the bag on the floor, and then like drove off. And, you know, things like that happened with this particular person. Yeah. Yeah, I got help from a lady in a flat, actually, who kind of heard the commotion. She was in a flat just up. Came out, called the police, so on. But that, you know, alcohol led to like these kind of situations. And then kind of moving on from those kind of things, you know, the drinking, it just got worse. I just going into 20s, you know, and I'm suffering from depression as well with all of this. So I need to talk about. Yeah, so after kind of like that relationship, I was back at home, kind of still continued to drink, but I think from there I ended up somehow, friends changed and I found a group, somehow just kind of ended up, yeah, one of my friends from Farnborough moved to Aldershot, and then kind of, yeah, and then I got introduced to another group. They're not bad people at all, it's just they were into this kind of thing and lifestyle at the time. And you know, fit well with my drinking. Moving on. I'm gonna just, you don't need any more stories. Fast forward 20s, messy. Messy. Too messy. Almost lost my life. Me trying to do it and accidentally, numerous times. Not good. I've been hit by a car. Like, literally a car has hit me. I've kind of like but luckily I was drunk. Yeah, I was all floppy, so I got back up and then kept on running to the girl I knew. And then in the morning I was like, why are my tights so ripped? How just insane. It's insane. I've ridden my bike into a canal. I don't know. I don't know if I can't remember the bike out, but like I came round when I was sat in a bath naked with like people around me. Like I knew who they were, but I don't remember leading up to the bath. And that's because I fell in the canal, I'm pretty sure, but it's still like, what? But so, this should be shown to the young people out there who think drinking is good and fun. It's not. You can get yourself into some right situations. Some your fault and some people just taking advantage of you. That I don't often speak about this one, but I got a taxi home once from kind of a night out there. It didn't end amazingly because I just lost the person I was with, and then phones die, and I mean my phone was still alive luckily, but their phone had died, so I had no way of like finding out where they were. I called my dad going, I don't know what to do. He's like, get in a taxi, come home, and I'll pay for your taxi back. Okay. Then I find a taxi, jump in, and then somewhere on the way back the taxi stops. And this taxi driver thinks it's a good idea to come and get in the back with me. You can kind of see where that one is. So that I did get home. It's not the only time. Like this person back when I was 19, and a really horrible kind of boyfriend. While I was sleeping on my birthday evening, in the morning, he quite proudly told me that while I was pretty much passed out, that he had some fun, which is just there was a squat that people that I knew kind of hung out in. They were squatters. And I'm just very thankful that an old boyfriend kind of was there, because I got myself into yet another bad situation where he stopped it. Thank God, thank you. It's been a time where a friend a friend. I've been passed out on the bed, and they decide it's good to touch me while they're touching themselves. And the thing that makes that even worse, like that's bad in itself. But the thing that makes it even worse is that I didn't know, first of all, but then I find out, and I find out that the people who knew that that happened actually filmed it. Like, this is like, why not just be like, hey, what are you doing? Why you? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to go into all of them. I'm just saying these are just a couple. You don't need to know all of them, but that is bad enough. So that's kind of the background. that's kind of the background. That's my time. Yeah, you think that's bad enough, but no, I mean, after all that, I kind of just carried on drinking anyway. And I was with, then I kind of 24, 5, started dating a man who I was actually with for like 8 years or something. We had a good time. He wasn't a nice person, but we did still kind of drink a lot. And some crazy things did happen, nothing quite as intense and insane as what had happened. We had arguments and things like that, but that's, yeah. But then kind of towards the end of that, I think this is kind of COVID time. COVID time, you kind of just went a bit overboard and drank. Yeah, no. But towards the end of COVID time, I just went round the house and just got whatever alcohol there was and tipped it all down the drain. So like, I don't want to drink anymore. And then actually, funnily enough, shortly after that, I found out that I was pregnant. So 100% you're not going to drink while pregnant, and then had the baby, and then had Isla. Didn't drink after that, and it's been over 3 years now. It's actually amazing. It's amazing. It takes, and it's still taking, a while to, because after drinking that much for so long, reality, I don't think is actually reality. Like, I feel like I'm still coming back round to reality. I lost a kind of a chunk. I lost a chunk because it would just be, say, kind of to the end, obviously just living for the night where I had the day off the next day and things, so I could drink. It was continuous week by week. Just not good. When you do, you lose a lot. You lose a lot of time. I don't feel like, and I don't remember a whole lot. So even though it's kind of been over 3 years, I've not really thinking, well, only having like 1 or 2 every few months. I feel like I'm still learning, or just kind of learning what I should have learned in those years. It's just it's interesting. It's like being frozen, and forward, and then you wake up to a different time in your life. It's bizarre. I love the word bizarre. It's weird. But we move on. I think I'm getting there. Can be prouder of myself now. I have my child. She's amazing. We have a lovely home. I even have a garden. I mean, it's not like a massive garden, and it is the front of the house, but it's still nice. I have a great job. Like, love the people there. It's, my money's not great. I mean, I took this job because I needed the more stable hours, which has worked out very well, and it's great. I didn't know if I'd like it or not, but I really do like it. I enjoy it a lot, even if the money's not great. Like, it was definitely worth going for and doing. And yes, I am in a relationship at the moment. Like, it's very private, and I don't really like to talk about that. It's not I don't like to talk about it. Just it's private, isn't it? So, but that's amazing. It's going really, really well. I'm very, very happy. I haven't seen them for. I last however long, it's been a bit difficult to see each other due to like work commitments and things. So it's been sad. I haven't seen them that much, but it's been really great when they've come round, and it feels like a proper relationship. Like, it's different to any I've had before. It's amazing. Yeah. So that I felt like I needed to share my history, because if I'm going to talk about it, I want people to know that I've been there, gone through a hell of a lot. So I know I'm not just like randomly spouting out alcohol is not good. Yeah. Hopefully you take something away from that. It's great if you can, only have a couple, control it. If you don't, if it doesn't kind of mess with your head. I know some people just can make them angry. Like me, it was kind of not like a Jekyll and Hyde kind of situation, but it was like my introverted self to my extroverted self. That's what I like so much about it. But like now, I'm learning to just love myself, who I am, and just come to terms with, who I am, my personality and stuff, and learning, getting knowledge, just powering through. And so that's all I have to say. Let's not dwell on the past. It happened, and we move forward, and life is becoming a lot more fulfilling now than if I had kept on that path. And you can change. You don't have to be stuck there. Like, it doesn't take much to just say no. But again, I understand, like I said in the previous video, you need to just be ready mentally for when you're going to say no. And then I felt like I truly was. There we are. Right, so that is actually it. Sorry if it had some dark things in there, but you know, that's what happens, or what can happen. Right. Hope you all have a good rest of the day, and see you soon.